Welcome back to the Stovetop. In a previous video I reviewed Meyer Gold Michigan Cherry Coffee, and I liked it so much I thought I would try out another Meyer Gold coffee flavor. So one thing that I learned from the previous coffee was that the ground coffee they offer is not as good of a value as the whole bean, because the whole bean you buy in a larger bag, so it ends up being less per pound. Additionally, the ground coffee seemed to plug up my Mr. Coffee Maker. The grinds were just way too fine. Grinding the whole bean in my grinder didn't seem to do that. So I went with the 2-pound whole bean again, and this is the Meyer 100% Arabica whole bean coffee, Colombian Supremo. 100% Colombian flavor without the caffeine. Savor the rich and nutty flavor of the world's most famous coffee. Light roast. Decaffeinated. Decaffeinated? Okay, alright, okay. Maybe I shouldn't be so rash. I mean, I paid for this bag of coffee, I should do something with it. But I don't drink decaffeinated coffee. I need that caffeine pickup. That's part of the reason I drink coffee. I mean, I want my coffee to taste good, but I drink it to wake me up. So what can I do short of, well, throwing it away? Wait, I know. Let's get rid of the Abso-Pure purified drinking water, and let's make it with Water Joe, caffeinated purified drinking water. Let's see what happens. Takes about 1.5 liters of water. So, full disclosure, I actually filmed the beginning of this video last night after I got home from work. I normally set up the coffee for the next morning, but for the coffee reviews, I brew it fresh right there. So that's about the only inconsistency with this review compared to the other ones. I like to do the same things each time, I guess for scientific purposes. And along those lines, you could say I'm not being very scientific because I'm not having the decaffeinated coffee with regular purified drinking water as a control before I have it with the Water Joe, but it's my video, so this is what I'm gonna do. So here we go. Kind of a medium to dark color. Smells like ordinary coffee. Doesn't have the best taste. It's a little bitter, but it's not really a sharp bitterness. Oh, there it is. Yeah, on the second sip, I got it right there in the middle. Yeah, bitter in the middle. I mean, I wouldn't even consider this like a lot of Colombian coffees I've had in the past. They're a little bit more smooth. I'd say more rich, actually. But this is a light roast, so I mean, let's just see if the caffeinated water actually does anything to me. So I'll be back after a few cups. So you can tell by the different coffee cup that it's the next day. I decided that I would try this again and film that for the ending of this video. So yesterday, I asked my wife what she thought, and she didn't like the coffee at all. She thought that I used way too many grounds, and that's why it didn't taste very good. So, instead of filling the basket 3/4 of the way with coffee grounds, I repeated the experiment last night after I got home from work. I rinsed the filter with purified drinking water. I ground up half a basket of coffee grounds. I used 1 3/4 liter of water Joe. I set the timer on the stronger of the 2 brew settings, and this morning it brewed up a pot of coffee. I have to say that I still taste the bitterness in the middle, but it's not as bad. It is better than yesterday's coffee, so I did use way too many grounds. And as far as the water Joe goes, yesterday afternoon, by the time I got to work, I was awake, but definitely not as alert as I would have been if I drank the same amount of ordinary caffeinated coffee with any sort of water to brew it with. So the water Joe did give me some energy, just not as much as coffee, in my opinion. Now, if you are a decaffeinated coffee drinker, especially if you're into light roasts and whatnot, and you live in an area with a Meijer grocery store, if you've got a coffee grinder, this isn't a bad option for you. It's fairly affordable for what it is, and it's not terrible. I mean, I would say it's equivalent to say like a Maxwell House or Folgers, that sort of thing. As far as the water Joe goes, if you're not sure where to get it, if you go on their website, you can search by your zip code and they will tell you what stores in your area carry this. I would recommend this if you maybe if coffee makes you a little bit too jittery or you're not a coffee drinker, you want a bit of a pick-me-up, but maybe not as much as what coffee would give you, and you want to hydrate. This is a pretty good option. When it's on sale at Meijer's, these are about $1.25 a bottle. Otherwise, they're a little bit more than that. So my screw up by not reading decaffeinated on this bag gave me the opportunity to try out this experiment and make a video. The results are that Water Joe will give decaffeinated coffee a little bit of an energy boost, in my opinion, but just not as much as ordinary coffee. Thanks for watching.